Dear Mehreen, we are alive. The floor is yours.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Mehreen Imam Bakhsh and I'm honored to serve as the moderator for today's mentorship session organized by Women Ascension. When women support and empower each other, incredible things happen. For example, when woman shares her knowledge, encourages another woman to speak, or helps her learn a new skill, it creates a chain of empowerment. Thank you all for joining us today. Before we begin, let me briefly introduce the organization behind today's session. I am a fellow of Women Ascension Skills Development Department, which helps women develop practical skills such as communication, leadership, digital literacy, and career growth. So, they can succeed both personally and professionally. Through these programs, women can gain confidence, build important skills, and prepare themselves for greater opportunities. Now, let us move toward the focus of today's mentorship session. Today's session is titled Confidence, Communication, and Public Speaking. Confidence and effective communication are essential for expressing ideas clearly, engaging audiences, and succeeding in both professional and public environment. For instance, whether someone is presenting an idea in a meeting, speaking in a classroom, or introducing themselves at professional event, confidence and communication help their voice be heard and their ideas be valued. In this session, we will explore how to build self-confidence, improve verbal and non-verbal communication, and present ideas with clarity and impact. And to guide us on this important topic, we're fortunate to have wonderful mentor with us today. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our mentor for today's session, Ms. Syeda Nazea. She is the CEO of iMarketer, a personal branding and public speaking coach, lifestyle consultant, and host. She's passionate about empowering women and helping them build their presence and voice on a global level through guidance, mentorship, and leadership. We are truly honored to have her with us today. With her experience and dedication to empowering voices, I'm sure today's session will inspire us and provide valuable insights into confidence, communication, and public speaking. Ma'am, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you so much for that introduction, and thank you so much for that insightful mentoring announcement. I'm Syeda Nazia, and it's my pleasure to have this session with you. Finally, I'm a part of Ascension Women, and we are beginning the session without wasting any time. Just give me 1 second. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, I'll just 1 second. I would just turn my WhatsApp off so that it doesn't disturb the class. Yes, thank you. We're back. Thank you. I'm sorry for that inconvenience. Is the screen visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a 1 hour session, and in this masterclass, you will learn to influence, communicate, and negotiate public speaking. I think we have approximately 37 participants who have joined us. If you have any questions, we'll take it in the end of the class, which is approximately an hour long. So, before we begin, and before I give my introduction any further more about what we are going to have this conversation about, most of you will be comfortable with me speaking in English. Yes, you may raise your hand so that I can see those hands. And if anybody does not understand anything, you are feel free to ask me. We're talking about confidence building and communication. So primarily, yes, Doha, Fatma, thank you so much. Thank you, Doha. And one more has raised their hands. Yes, it lets me know because I'm not going to open the chat boxes unless required. Rumeya, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so I have another question. How many of you are already into public speaking domain? Are you a teacher, a coach, a host, or would you like to just be here for the learning aspect of it? So if you are already into public speaking, do raise your hands, please. Okay. So some of you may be hosts or teachers or trainers or coaches, and some of you may be already a public speaker. Maybe you're doing this as a C-suite. And yeah, we have some entrepreneurs here with us. Wonderful. Zainab, thank you. Okay. So there may be any prominent celebrity personalities or somebody who is an influencer or who wants to be an influencer, or start their own podcast or do their YouTube, maybe. Yes? Because universities and institutes have now also initiated courses for influencers. It is a good stream of income, and why not? So yes, Doha, do you have a question? Okay, so you're all public speakers and you're familiar with this domain. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I am just into the comment chat box. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Thank you. Got it. Okay, one more question I have for everybody who's here. Before we begin, I would like to know, are you confident? Would you like me to focus more on confidence? Yes. Would you like me to focus more on communication? Yes. Or would you like me to focus primarily on public speaking? Okay, when we say confidence, what do you see and what do you understand by that? What does confidence mean to you as a woman of agency, as a woman who is an entrepreneur, as a woman who has had certain years of education, as a woman who understands her true and authentic self? What is your personality and your persona when I say the word confidence? Well, I will be asking a lot of questions and I will be seeing your raised hands only because I'm not reading the chat boxes. If my moderator could let me know anything that comes into the chat box, and that is an answer to the question, public speaking more. All right, wonderful. Yeah, who has put the line on the screen, Gulshan? I don't know. Could somebody please remove the line on the screen, this yellow line? I don't know who did that. Okay, so we will be focusing more on public speaking then, but beginning with confidence. We're talking about communication, both verbal and non-verbal. Right now, you're not able to see my video. Oh, Rumeya, you are making these lines. Thank you. Thank you so much for removing the line. So when we say non-verbal communication, when I enter a certain room, what is it that somebody tells me about themselves? Their looks, their appearance, their clothes, maybe their brand? No. What we begin with, since I am a different kind of a coach, I will tell you something which nobody would regularly explain or tell you or talk about. It is the energy. When somebody speaks to you right now, my only mode of communication with you is my voice. Without looking at the person and just listening to their voice, something is also being communicated there. Why am I not showing my video? I will explain that later as well. Because we want to focus most on speaking. We want to focus most on communication. And I will explain the aspect, and you will also understand. If you don't, we'll go back to the video part of it. So when somebody enters a room and when you look at them, you look afterward. First, you feel their presence if they have a personality. if they have an aura, if they have a good energy, vibes attract tribes, if they have the kind of vibration which matches yours. So this is something that usually people, when they are understanding or talking about good communication or confidence building, reading people, reading energies is something which nobody talks about. So this is something which I want to ask you. There are some people when they enter a room and they have this aura and they command attention, like maybe a model, maybe an actor, maybe a personality, maybe a TV show host. Uh, you know, we all agree with that. And maybe there are people when they walk into a room or when they sit next to you, maybe something just puts you off. So it is also communicating something about that person. When we talk about verbal communication, we look at a person's eye contact. When we talk about verbal communication, we look at the person's body language, facial expressions, and micro facial expressions. You read what a person intends or implies. The sign language people, they also communicate without reading a person and listening to a person, but rather the way they're sitting. Are they interested? The way they are nodding their head. Are they agreeing with you? The way they are maintaining eye contact. Are they being honest and direct? Do they mean what they say? So this is what matters in terms of verbal and non-verbal communication. Are you following me? Is everybody, all the 40 participants following what I'm saying? Yeah. When we want to understand public speaking, well, what matters most in terms of public speaking? It's when you know your audience. How many of you have had to give a speech in front of a large audience? It makes a huge difference, when you understand, today I'm going to go and deliver a speech to students. Maybe they are PhD students, maybe they are graduate students, maybe they are entrepreneurs. So you have to understand whom you are speaking to before you begin your public speaking session. Knowing your audience and preparation, these two elements are the key to a successful public speaking session. If you don't know whom you are communicating with, you will not be able to prepare for it. Yeah, we all agree with there? Yes, confidence on that skill, right? I'm just trying to assess how many of us are on the same page and how many of us are a little, you know, back foot on that skill. So we'll work according to that because I am trying to read my audience by the responses that you give here. And then we will focus on certain domains because we want to make this session interactive and we want some people to just come back with an ROI. I want you to learn a skill today that you have, decided, or maybe somebody told you, okay, nahi, this is something that you lack, or, you'll not be able to give a session. Why not? Anybody can. When we are nervous, when we are standing in front of a bunch of people, why are we nervous? Why? What is the fear? What's stopping us? Well, how will I be appearing? What will they be judging? What remarks will they be giving? Is it because of that, my posture, my appearance, or is it because I don't have a command on my content, on my topic? So we have to research, we have to prepare, and we have to have our good rebuttals and hopefully a good sense of humor. Because if you do not have fillers in between your conversation, that may be seeming like a bit of a drag. Yes, Rumeha, Doha, you agree? All right, wonderful. So we will step forward for people who have their own sense of self and they appreciate themselves. Here we are women of agency, women who Duha, would you like to ask a question? You have raised your hand. If you'd like to ask, you may please put it in the chat or afterwards. Maybe after the session you can put it. Yeah, just 1 second. No, okay, wonderful. Okay, so people, especially women, we sometimes are influenced by negativity more, or generally people in general. Let's generalize it because I see some men also in our participants today. So when you have a very good sense of your own self, that is where you derive your confidence from within, basically. If most of us would understand Urdu, I would say, okay, I am my own favorite person, the line from a very famous movie. So this is a 60-minute session and it's with me. We will have Q&As. Yes. Why am I calling it Midas class? We all know what the Midas touch means. Whatever you touch, it turns to gold, you know. So, and what does a public speaker do? Well, I am a host. I do TV shows, radio shows. Some are conceptualized prior, and some I have to go and do it impromptu and live. So sometimes you cannot really prepare very well. But if you know yourself, if you're confident in who you are, then you may have the remote or you may have the steering wheel of the conversation in your hand. And if you know your audience, and if I don't even know either of that, wherever I'm going to speak, I have to at least know that, oh, okay, it's a radio show. So listeners are focusing on my voice, on my modulation, on my pitch, on my tonality, on my enunciations, and how I'm delivering that story or that dialogue via my voice only, right? How I'm pitching my throw, how I'm doing my voice techniques. So you have to have a little bit of drama or an actor in yourself when you're trying to frame your dialogue or story just via your voice, using your voice modulation only. If I'm going to speak to somebody via video, if I'm hosting a show on TV or digital platform, then I have to have it more engaging. But there is no audience in front of me. There is just a ring light, maybe some a green screen behind me, or you know. So what do I do in that sort of a situation? How do I modulate my body language there? Well, if I'm cracking a joke, if it's a stand-up comedian sort of a roasting show, if it's a serious dialogue, or if I'm a news anchor for Ocean News TV as I was last year, and you're breaking some very stressful news, and as the world is currently going through some dynamic dilemma at the moment as well, so we cannot have a smile on our face. Yani, that shows that you're non-serious about what you're saying. So preparation comes into play, even if it gives you 10 minutes. You have to rehearse. You have to know what you're going to say. You have to realize you cannot have any sort of expression on your face. If you are feeling that I'm showing a little bit of empathy, that means you are, you're tilting towards one of the parties, one of the countries in play, maybe. Yani, if I have a smile on my face, which means I'm tilting towards another party, another country's news, maybe in that dynamic. So having no expression is also having command over your gestures, over your microfacial expressions, and anything that may go against you. Being a public speaker, you have to have extreme control and command, and that only comes with practice, with rehearsals, and that you can probably do in front of the mirror, in front of a camera. You can put up a camera and you can do mocks, you can do rehearsals, and you can master what you're going to deliver, and that only comes with practice. It's like maths, simple and basic. Without practice, you cannot be prepared. And if it gives you 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 2 minutes, or if it doesn't give you any time at all, you would still know that, okay, fine, this is for fun, this is for kids, this has to have some sort of entertaining value to it. I can show some gestures, I can laugh in the middle, I can put some fillers of humors in there, I can use my body languages, and I can walk around and I can do some gestures. But if it's a serious news that you're speaking, if it's a serious speech that you're delivering, or it's an argument, or it's a negotiation, or it's something for the corporate sector, maybe you're doing a speech in front of your peers or in front of your clients, or that's the audience mix that you got. So at least you understand if it's going to be informative, if it's going to be persuasive, it's at the workplace, what sort of an occasion it is. These dynamics the person is well aware of. So what we need to understand is, before we get into communication or confidence building or becoming a public speaker, you have to be a um aware person. If I do not know what Syeda Nazea stands for, what are my values, what sort of a person I am, what personality do I bring to the room, what my energy says about me, and if that does not resonate with at least 3 to 5 persons, and they all agree, yeah, you have this sort of a temperament, yes, you have this sort of a body language, you have this sort of a vibe, your energy makes this sense to us. So it doesn't work for anybody. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So yes, if there's any question, we can go to questions. in another 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Yeah. So this is not for us. The slide will skip. As I was telling earlier, what I was saying was, it's not usually about confidence. It's the fear of judgment. When I'm standing in front of unknown people who are not my safe space, they're not my friends, they're, it's a mix. If it's a school audience, maybe the children have brought their parents or some siblings or some people who are not just, there to have some sort of a judgment. So that fear is a block in terms of public speaking. And like I said earlier, a poor self concept. How many of us actually have a very good sense of self? That is different. But what about my self concept? Who do I feel I am? What do I see myself as? So what are my belief systems? Where did I grow up? Have I done some have I am I well traveled? Do I read books? Do I have a good self concept? As in, there's another class that I do, which is a unicorn class, which talks about building your personality and your own self concept. Like Oprah says, it's like, everything that could go against her went against her. She was a person of color. She was of a certain age. She was of a certain weight, but still somebody invested in her. Why? Because the kind of confidence that she brought, the kind of preparation that she came with, and the kind of, we talk about breaking glass ceilings. Well, she actually did that. And she paved the way for many others like her to come after her. And that is how morning shows became, like, host centric. Earlier they were, when they were just topic of content centric. Then it became about this host becoming a celebrity, what you bring to the table, what your self concept is. Or you can bask in your victim mindset, or you can, say, oh no, I didn't have a childhood that gave me that liberty. I didn't go to such and such private schools, or I didn't have that kind of education. Well, you chose not to read. Reading can bring, millions of dollars to people who are high school dropouts. We have many examples. What other block is it that you might face? Well, it's not lack of confidence, sweetheart. It's social anxiety. After the lockdown, after being isolated for approximately 2 years post COVID, a lot of us have been having these mental health issues, which may have always been there, but it has come to our, we don't feel it as much of a taboo to talk about it now openly and socially. And I will not be judged. There always comes a time when people accept you as you are. But first of all, you need to accept yourself, and you need to have a higher self concept about your own self, your authenticity. That is what you bring to the table, your value that you're adding to the people's. And, there's a style, you understand. Okay, there's something in the chatty. Ma'am, I have a question. I get nervous. Okay, Rakshanda. Even though I'm well prepared and still feeling exhausted for a while, it's normal. Acha, Rakshanda, anyway, everybody can see this question. Rakshanda has a question. I will give you an exercise since we have the question now. The exercise is, Rakshanda, whenever you're going in front of an audience, firstly, I don't know what kind of an audience you're going in front of. If you can explain that a little bit. It's a class, so I'm assuming that you're a teacher, and they may be O levels, A level students, some teenagers. Why are they making you nervous? You are the teacher. You are the person in charge. Okay, nervousness is good. It's also energy. Since I said we have a remote control, or maybe we have a steering wheel in our hand, it is up to me. I am the driver. I am driving that conversation. It is up to me to drive it either onto my right, onto my left, or keep it steady and keep going straight. It's up to me, right? I'm in control. I'm the command and control center. I decide. Your nervousness needs to be channelized into confidence and positive energy. How does that work? Before entering the class, you need to do some breath work. We all understand about breath work. You can look it up online, YouTube, probably TikTok. You have these deep breathing exercises everybody knows about, but not that. Look for fire breathing. I think that's what it's called. Or maybe if you cannot, just give yourself 2 minutes. Think of a happy thought. Think of some funny things. Listen to a song, maybe anything that makes you forget anything that makes you nervous or that frightens you or scares you. Yani, we have to divert our mind. If we are not in control of the mind, if we are not in control of our own self, if we are not in control of our own self concept, we cannot be in control of the class. And they will sense that nervousness and they will make you more nervous. So what we have to do is we have to act. I was talking about drama and acting earlier. So any public speaker will also have some sense of acting. He needs to fake it till you make it. You have to pretend. And nobody except you can sense that. Whenever I have given my training sessions, maybe to the corporate sector, my first class, my 100th class, I am nervous in the beginning of each of them. I make a prayer, I do my dua, I do my exercise, I jump a little, I do my laughter therapy thingy, and nothing makes me nervous, okay, fine, no problem. And then I go ahead and face the dragons. And I become the dragon. Whatever energy we exchange, we also consume. You have to channelize your nervousness into positivity and do a little bit of breath work and jump or music or whatever works for you. Driving works for me, music, movies work for me. I laugh and that works for me. And I channelize my nervous and negative anxiety or energy towards positivity. And I make sure I am the one in command because I have the microphone, I have the center stage, and I am the one who they are listening to. That is why we have an audience. Okay, what's next? These are the blocks. This is a breath work for your audience. Affirmations and enactment. How many of you are familiar with these terms? When you affirm something, this is a little bit of an NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Anybody knows about it? Anyone who does meditation or anybody who knows about breath work or their soul aware or they're spiritually inclined? Because usually trainers and coaches, they do not prep you for acting. They do not prep you for soul and mind body work in this is what I do. I do a little bit of things which is energy, and we talk about affirmations and enactment. When you look in front of a mirror, I'll tell you this exercise. Whatever your fear is, first you have to become aware. We'll come back to that again. I'm recapping, okay? If you're self-aware, suppose Rakshanda, I'm talking to you right now, just you in 45 participants. When you know, okay, this is a problem, put it down on a piece of paper. Okay, what is the problem? I get nervous. All right, fine. So you look in front of a mirror and you affirm. You're looking at yourself, look into your eyes, and you're affirming, I am the best. I am a rock star. I am like the Oprah of this class. Yani ki whatever, whoever your role model is, or whoever that you look up to, or whoever that whose part you want to play, you know, you say that out loud to yourself. Affirm it. That's an affirmation. Whatever you affirm. And you have to practice it before you go to sleep because that's the time that you command and control and give messages to your brain, your control center, your command and control center, that this is who Rakshanda is. This is who Nazea is. And that is who you become. Whenever somebody calls me or whenever somebody says, hi, how are you? And I say, I'm beautiful. I don't say, huh, I'm good. Yeah, thank you, whatever. I don't give the usual responses because I want them next time, 10th time, when they see me, they'll be like, I know, yeah, you're beautiful. Yeah, thanks. And I'm like, yeah. So either you're faking or pretending or enacting, they will accept you as you accept yourself and as you see yourself. So this works on the NLP part. I am not able to see the messages. I don't know. Da, 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 da. 1 second. Jump to the latest. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I'm stopping in between to see the ma'am. We have a network issue. Okay, okay, ठीक है. I have a question too. Rumeha, you have a question. How will we deal with fear of judgment and social anxiety? I have shown this as a case study. ठीक है? There's a person in my class. I tried to give him some mock sessions. I brought him on my TV show. I brought him on my radio show. And then I left him alone in my training class. That, come on, it's up to you now. You deliver the rest of the training. I'm sitting there in the audience and watching you. You have to take up projects. Sometimes we don't see ourselves as a case study or a project. So Social anxiety is something that we can overcome. Again, two things. Romeha, you may have certain people who you may call your safe spaces. If you've read the book, if you're in Pakistan, if you've read a book, it's called Karahi Theory by Farhad Karamal. He's a trainer also. If you've not read it, what they say is it takes a mix of certain kind of people who mentor us, some kind of people who trigger us, some kind of people who groom us, some kind of people who are our go-to people. They are your 3 a.m. friend or whoever. So there are some people that you look up to, your safe space, your people, right? So in front of them, where you're not being judged, that is where you prepare. That is where you gather your sense of true self. That is where you gather of your confidence from. There are two worlds, right? Your inner world and your outer world. There is a term that we say in Pakistan, log kya kahenge. So we have to overcome the thing of being judged, because when you realize your story, your journey, your path, you are the main character. So why are you giving that main character energy to random people who are not even walking in your shoes for a minute or a mile? Yani ke make them random, make them irrelevant. So that is how you crush the fear, basically. Just give me 1 second. Okay, these are the skills. Da 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 da. Conversing skills. Okay, so we have now we are ready for something nobody was ready for. That is who I am. And ta-da! Okay, I have a screen. And this is who I am. And now you can see me. And now probably I am thinking we can take some questions, or if somebody has some communication glitch or issue or something that we need to work on and overcome. Okay, it's showing me like I don't have here. I have here. Ding, ding, ding. Where's my other? Okay, so that was my introduction. I'm Syeda Nazea, and I've been your mentor today. We would like to open the floor for questions and interaction so that we can share our insights. Come on, ladies. Anybody? Are they open to? Can we open their mics?
Ay,
Hi. Hello. No
Yes, ma'am,
questions?
they can.
Okay, perfect. So, Mehreen, anybody who wants to ask a question, or anybody who wants to? Good afternoon. Yes. Let me see. How do you feel in that silence? You have to be prepared once again. When you're lost, regain your focus. When we work, breath work. Like if I'm lost right now and I don't know where my train of thought is going, or I have some stress at work, that is when some sort of an exercise, your fillers, your laughter, your in between gaps, you look at your audience. You have to figure out, okay, now I know Salma is there, Atifa is there. Maybe if I knew them prior to this session, or maybe tomorrow we'll be having the same people attending the second class tomorrow as well. So we'll be familiar. You have to see one or two or three or four uh, familiar faces in the audience. So going where you're making your speech, you have to reach that place at least 10 minutes prior. You have to have that energy. You have to absorb those, vibrations and be prepared. Okay, this is my mic. This is what can go wrong. My friend is sitting there in the audience. My dad is sitting there. Whoever, my boss is sitting there. Just make eye contact. And when you lose train of thought, look at them and give them the mic, give them the floor, let them talk, let them, put in a filler. So these fillers will come when you are well read, when you're well prepared, when you know your audience, when you know somebody familiar in the audience. If nobody familiar, then make contact, talk to people. Hey, okay, tell me about yourself. Who are you? Give them the floor. It has to be interactive and engaging. You cannot have a one-way monosyllable kind of a conversation with people. So when you go silent, you come back on. Let them come, not understand. From the audience, nobody should be able to read you. That is where your acting part comes in, because your body language, you have to maintain eye contact with certain people from the audiences. Fear of speaking in English. Well, English is not our mother tongue. There are so many women here who are empowered, who are brilliant, who are beautiful. Hi, so many of you, Duha. I hope I'm taking your name correctly, because it's not our language. Like, I don't speak Chinese, I don't speak French, so I cannot have a fear of not being able to converse in French or Chinese. It's not my language. A language is a language. We should be able to just communicate, via a body language or maybe smiles. Those are free. But yes, you're right. Again, it will come into the fear of judgment. Certain people have certain outlook toward life. It's a thing about mindset. They're unhappy people. If you cannot make them happy, let them be. Leave them to their unhappiness. People are judging with language and not skill. This is why we have this group of the safe space of 43 people, participants from all over the world, who are equipped with a lot of skills, who can exchange their learnings and potentials, and who can exchange their craft with other women and other men, of course, to groom them. And for self growth, you need to shift your mindset. The sooner you do that, the better it is for your reformity. Whenever a Pakistani, we're talking about Pakistani people, Gulshan, I believe, whenever a Pakistani person steps up or steps out and they become woke and they see the world, whenever you travel, whenever you're well read, whenever you step up, you break those generational toxic cycles. That's what we are here to do. So, yes, Mehreen, ask away. मुझे chat से ही नजर नहीं आ रही. Actually, I'm also Pakistani, Pakistan Zindabad. But it's about representation. I cannot say that all the negativity or all the low thinking or low mindsets that people have, and they're associated with Pakistan. Look, today here we are. The safest airport in the world is Karachi. The safest country that people are flooding to visa centers, it's Pakistan. So whatever, there comes a time for everyone to shine. And you have to take pride in who you are. That's my other topic. Maybe we can do it some other time in a couple of months, about personal branding. Any other questions, ladies and gents?
I
You're
have a
most
question.
welcome. Thank you.
How important is body language during presentation, and what posture, gestures, or expression make a speaker appear confident and engaging?
You tell me, Mehreen. Dekho, why didn't I open my camera prior, and why I opened my camera at the end of the session? So that you may
Yes.
relate, you may engage, that it is very much possible to communicate via voice only and to communicate with body language as well. I'm using all of my facial expressions. I'm giving you smiles. I'm maintaining eye contact with the camera. I am using my hands gestures. Since I'm sitting and I'm not standing in front of a live audience, there's limited movement. So that is where you use this. Whatever you can use to communicate, it's your voice, it's your expressions, it's your body. You have to put that into play. So it works for a lot of public speakers. Maybe there are people who can only do sign language. Like I mentioned that I was an RJ as well, and I did that without camera and with camera formula, so that you can understand. Oh, this is the person behind the voice. Oh, she's the one who is talking. So you can relate, and maybe this is how other women will be opening up to engage as well. Body language is a part of public speaking. It's a very important part, but it's not integral. You can be a public speaker without even using your body much. It depends on what the audience is like if you're sitting, what the gestures are. This is also my body, my eyes, my smile. It's all a part of body language. And I hope it comes across as being welcome and friendly and energetic, because that's what I'm trying to portray. I hope that answers your
Yes.
question, Mary.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have another question. Can I ask it?
मेहरी इन सारे सवाल तुम ही करोगी, बताओ मुझे.
भाई एक सवाल है, सिर्फ एक सवाल.
हाँ, बोलो बोलो.
Many students prepare throughly but hesitate in front of the audience, forget their ideas or feel especially if the audience reacts unexpectedly. So, how can students develop true confidence and speak clearly in such situations?
You're talking about just speaking, or you're talking about speaking in English?
Ma'am, when we speak, for example, a student is presenting a presentation, especially in a meeting group, speaking,
Hmm.
they feel hesitate.
I didn't understand your question. Could you kindly repeat?
Ma'am, I'm saying that many students prepare thrillingly but hesitate in front of the audience. Forget
Okay.
their height.
Huh.
Yes.
So you are asking about that if the audience is going to judge you because you forgot what you had prepared, or you're getting nervous just because there are people present in front of you.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Ma'am,
उर्दू में पूछ लो मुझसे
mm,
तुम, and then I'll explain it to you.
तो सुनो ना.
Ma'am, actually, she is telling that if somebody is well prepared, still gets nervous on stage, how we
Huh.
can tackle that thing.
Then you have to know the
Yes.
art of acting, sweetheart, and you have to have fillers. देखो, research and preparation, these are the 99% keys to success. Success of what? Success of a good public speaking session. You cannot be unprepared and go on a stage and say कि, oh, I got stage fright. बड़े बड़ों का पसीना छूट जाता है. Not everybody is equipped to be an actor. Tomorrow, maybe we can talk about acting and less about speaking. Because when you are an equipped to be an actor, you can formulate your dialogue as such. Like now, I know the icebreakers. You have to have these things. See, I'm speaking to you on Zoom, but I have this. Can you see? I don't know if anybody can see. I don't know if you can see. I have a notebook right here, which I always keep because I think manually work is better done. You can do whatever. Like if I'm talking to an audience and I'm hosting an event at a corporate session or giving a speech, I will always keep a sheet of white paper and a pen on the podium to take points, take notes, because nobody is superhuman. You can always do, post-its, the sticky notes thingy. Do whatever helps you. Do whatever works for you. If you have an ear thingy in your ear when I'm doing a TV show, I have that in my ear so that the producer or the prompter, somebody can prompt me during a live show. Okay, oh, you forgot to say this. Oh, here you have to take a break now. Oh, this is how you continue from after the break. So somebody has to be there to assist you. If there is nobody, then keep yourself equipped with a pen and a paper or a sticky sheet so that people cannot mock you or make fun of you. And you have to rehearse. Like I said, it takes practice in front of a mirror, in front of a mock audience, in front of people who will not judge you. Make sure it's not your younger sister. Otherwise, otherwise you will never be able to give a speech ever. So, any other questions?
Oh no, ma'am. Thank you so much for your beautiful answer.
है ना?
Ma'am, I have a
You're
question.
welcome. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wasam.
Ma'am, I have a
Yes.
question. Like
Rumeha.
in your experience,
Yeah, I'm also
what
reading.
small
Sorry.
body?
Yeah.
I'm saying that in your experience, what small body language habits make the biggest difference in showing confidence?
In my experience,
Like yes, you explained that we have to practice in front of mirror in order to gain our confidence.
yes.
Like we whenever we start shivering in front of class, like I'm a university student, and I am currently studying I am pursuing my English language and literature degree.
Okay.
So I'm in seventh semester. I have experienced a lot. I gave speeches and I hosted programs, but still I have guts. Whenever I have to face audience, I get to start shivering. I practiced a lot. Now I am asking my question that in your experience, what small body language habits make the biggest difference in showing
Rachna,
confidence?
I have one question for you. To answer your question, I have one question. Whenever you're giving these speeches, how soon do you go to the place where you're supposed to give a speech? Do you go before time? Do you familiarize yourself with the place? This is where I will stand. That is where they will be sitting. This is how I will move from here to here. This is how I will have the mic on the podium or in my hand. Do you have that time to prepare? Do you go early and familiarize yourself with the place? Do you do that?
Yes, I'm always familiar with my friends because I know the audience.
No. Do you go to that place where you're giving the speech at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes before time, before the event, or before you have to give your speech? Do you go before that?
Rarely, ma'am.
Sorry?
I'm saying to you, rarely, not usually, but
You should make it
rarely.
a practice. Try karo. When is your next speech? Try that. Go 10-15 minutes prior. See, this is how I'll be standing. Okay, this is my place. This is how I can move about. This is how I'll use my hands. This is how I'll focus on these two people. I will make sure I know the two people in the front and the second row, first and second rows, right? This is how you make
Yeah.
conversation. This is how you become people friendly. Maybe it's social anxiety or fear of judgment, which is a block. And we need to work on those things only. It's not about communication. It's not about preparation. It's not about you knowing your content, right? If I'm not wrong, it is just that, hey, what are they going to say to me today? Oh my God. See, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm like, oh my God. So you just make a joke. Okay? Just laugh at yourself. आज तो मुझे इतना पसीना आ गया. Oh my God. Just that eases you down, that eases your nervousness down, and that makes the audience open up to you. If you cannot relate with the people that you're talking to now, you have to give them some story. You have to, when you say you know your audience, knowing them means reading the audience. Acha, this is a senior professional, this is a PhD scientist person. So you speak to people at their level. You cannot speak to a class 2 child as you would speak to an O levels child, or you do not speak to an O levels child as you would speak to an MBA student. Yani, there is a difference. That is what I mean by knowing your audience. You should, when we give a training to a corporate sector, we do a training need analysis. I need to know who the people are who are sitting there, who will be attending that session. So when you're on radio or TV, you don't know the audience. You're assuming that it'll be somebody working in a market, or it'll be a housewife, or it'll be, a teenager, somebody. Because why? Because according to the time of that show, according to demographics and dynamics of that audience, you understand that. But not always. In a live audience, it's a two-way thing. So make sure you ease up, you open up, you have your fillers, you have your jokes, you have to have some sort of humor. It always eases everybody down. So yes, any other questions? And then we will end it.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Where are the questions gone? I can't see. Mehreen,
Yes,
could you
ma'am, may I?
please? I can't see the new questions. Acha, Rumeha has something to add. If we speak in English, Pakistani people say ज़्यादा English आती है, or there's something with a da 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 da. देखो, एक होते हैं Pakistani people. How we can speak in English more confidently? You know how I started speaking in English confidently? I hope I have been speaking well, because I went to a Canadian school and I was always the head girl. And there was a fine of 100 rupees way back in the 90s if I spoke in Urdu, if I spoke in any other language other than English, 100 rupees. Every time you speak in any other language apart from English, you have to pay a fine. So that is, secondly, read out loud. Even today, when I watch something on Netflix or an English movie, I make sure the subtitles are there. We used to have these books, which now maybe the Gen Zs don't even have any awareness about. It's called a book of synonym acronyms, a book of thesaurus, an encyclopedia. We had these books called maybe an Oxford dictionary, so that we worked on our vocabulary. Vocabulary ke baad, we worked on our pronunciation, diction, and tonality. When you can control, when you understand the exclamation mark pe, ha, yahoo! It is an exclamation mark. When you understand English that way, that your grammar is okay, that is how your conversation becomes better. When you start reading in English, when you start thinking in English. So English doesn't work primarily about conversation. It works about confidence, conversation, and grammar. It is not, it's not our mother language. So judgment free ho jao, and think it's a foreign language and it's not my mother tongue. So if I am skilled enough to learn and know the language, it's okay. Like I don't know Arabic, and we speak Arabic, we recite the Quran Pak, but we don't know Arabic grammar. And even then, there are so many different dialects. Every Middle Eastern or GCC country has a different Arabic dialect. So you cannot really say, I have learned. So we keep learning. We are all students. It's nothing to be, embarrassed or shameful about. But it's just a Pakistani thing. They've made it about status or they've made it about some self-conscious disease or something. I don't agree with all those things. Any other questions? And then we'll end the class.
And Miss Fatima has a question. She has raised her hand. Miss
Actually,
Fatima, can you please unmute yourself and address your question to the speaker?
Hello, everybody. Am I
Hi.
hearable?
Yes, if you can be a little louder, that would be perfect.
Yes, I can.
Okay. My question. I want to ask my question as a situation. Imagine that I am delivering my topic or speech, but at the end of my speech, I am going to answer the audience question. So at the end of my speech, imagine that I have a question that I'm not familiar with that question, even though I am really prepared and I am done with my research and I'm done with my topic. But at that moment, I don't have any exact or specific answer for that question. So what is the best reaction, or what can be the best answer for that moment? Thank you.
You're welcome, Padma. Thank you so much for asking. You sound so sweet. Okay. If I don't know the answer, you see, there are 40 participants in this particular session today here. Thank you so much all for being here for this long. If I don't know the answer, I am not Chat GPT. I cannot know everything, right? I'm not Google. So I will ask somebody from the audience, hey, you heard Fatima, you heard her question. Is there somebody who knows the answer to this? Come on the stage, or come on, take the mic, or please enlighten us. Oh, wow, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I will read up on that next time and I'll let you know. If 39 people or 40 people from the audience do not have the answer to that question, how could I know? Let me come back to you on that one. Let's take it up after class. So there is always something, nobody's a superhuman and everybody cannot be equipped, but you can be aware. Awareness will bring you uh, quick to answer. You will be humorous. It will be taking down the pressure off. And when you are easy and you behave like a normal, regular person, everybody will understand. You can be researched or you can be prepared, but we're all learners and nobody is the ultimate teacher who knows the answers to everything. So you ask for other person's help from the audience. I hope that answers your questions, Fatma. Yes, you
Yes,
have to be,
thank you.
you have to have that agility. That's another topic. Like when we talk about public speaking, we bring in a little bit of confidence, a little bit of communication into it, but I brought in energy and I brought in acting, which we'll talk about tomorrow if you're all attending or some of you will be there tomorrow. So we'll be more familiar with each other. And I hope now that the questions are done, I would like to know how this session was for you and what you're taking back home today. Have you learned something? Are you going to practice some exercises? Or do you want me to give you some more tips or some other exercise or something that you want to understand better? Let me know, please.
Yes, ma'am. You have used the word self-aware a lot, and we can do the same in different areas. So if you can suggest some questions or something that can make us more aligned to be self-aware regarding the communication one, so that would help.
Wonderful. Okay, so I have an exercise. We all have a pen and paper with us. If not, then make it a habit. I am old school. I am not a Gen Z, and I don't want to be. We would always have a pen and paper with us, or put it in a note in your mobile. SWOT analysis. We will do a SWOT, and from the SWOT, we will only do the strength and weakness part of our own personality. Maybe 3 strengths about Jawahir, about Azim, Fatma, uh, Mehreen, everybody. 3 strengths and 3 weaknesses. Okay? About the O and T part, we will do tomorrow. Opportunity, how to convert your strength or your weakness into an opportunity for yourself. And how it is a threat, how it is bringing you down, and what is the negative part of it, right? So we can work on that. It's one exercise to do your own SWOT analysis. And for those who want to share, they can. If they don't want to share, it's okay. Nobody wants to put their weaknesses out there for other people. And then we can do a little bit of exercise. Since Rakshanda and Rumeha and people who are talking to me today, the participants, you can do this mirror exercise today about overcoming your nervousness. And this is an NLP exercise. And some people who don't know breath work, you can look up fire breathing. Like it's like you breathe from your nostrils only, and it's like it's usually done in yoga. So people who understand NLP, people who understand meditation, yoga, every class that I have, it is always going to have elements of mind, body, and soul. So from the soul element, we are very unaware people. When I give an exercise tomorrow and you have a pen and paper with you, I make my class maybe for 100 people, 100 people, they have to write I am. And the next word that comes to your mind to finish that sentence, most of the people, most of us identify ourselves with our profession, with our feeling, with our emotion. They make it seem so simple, like I am a doctor. No, you're not. Your profession is that you're a doctor. You are not a doctor, right? So that is something that we have to work on, awareness. So if you want to do that exercise, you feel free. And tomorrow, if you want to share that exercise, we'll be here at 7:30 Pakistan time and 2:30 GMT, inshallah. And what else? Mehreen, I cannot see the question. मेरा chat का क्या मसला? Yum, 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 yum. Okay, everyone then da, 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 da. Any other questions? Any other input?
Yeah, I would just like to say something about like the session. Can I?
Yes.
First, it's so
You
good
can.
to hear. Like I'm just looking at the northern lights behind you, so just it's just the background. I really liked it. In addition to that,
I didn't have a choice. No.
yeah, it's okay. I like this kind of thing, so yeah, that's fine. Like something different in our environment. Promoting eco-friendly. So yeah. Oh, okay.
No, it's just showing that I'm out of this world.
It's okay. It suits you. Uh, okay. I was just listening to the queries of the people, and of course, the questions. Some were related to the anxiety, and some were like how to overcome the fear of the stage fright. These things are very common, right? So I've got a technique which can burst this thing of you while going to the
Wonderful. Yeah.
stage. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's very simple. Just before you go to the stage, you have to know your audience. That's the main thing. But yeah, if your body's not getting aligned with your thoughts, of course, that's your nervous system reacting to your fear. What you do is just simply stand up and walk around 15 to 20 steps around. Just stroll around if you have some space. If no, then you can stand up and then put or insert some pressure on the front side of your toe. I mean, put some pressure on the front side of the feet, and it will help you just lose all those nervous things that you had in your mind, or maybe just lose down your body, or have some candy that will align or balance your glucose or sugar level, because in nervous situations we get down this level. So just in order to balance that, it's just a simple trick, and it helped me a lot of times, and to all of my students it just worked wonderful. So it's a technique.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Whatever works. Yani we can try and we can also share. Like, could you please, Shifa?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
lost your name.
yeah.
Yeah, Shifa, yes. Thank you so much, Shifa. Like Shifa shared, because there are so many techniques. It is just about diverting your attention and bringing yourself to your awareness. We talk about grounding yourself, some groundwork, some breath work. You can jump, you can listen to something, you can walk around, just becoming familiar and one with that space, owning it, and channelizing your energy centers towards the people, so that whatever you consume or whatever you absorb, you can also send it forward. So we'll talk about these things, and the people who do not understand what I'm going on about, it's still part of public speaking. This is just to prepare yourself to speak better, to engage better with the audience, and to be a little less anxious, maybe. And since we are all fasting, maybe don't drop yourself on the floor and don't faint. Thank you all for the wonderful comments. Thank you. Thank you so much. So anything else, Mehreen, or we'll wind up and we'll see you tomorrow same time, and we'll work on the SWOT analysis, and we'll work on the IMness exercises and acting bit tomorrow. I hope we'll all be there, 40, 45 people or more, maybe, hopefully. Yeah.
Okay, as we conclude our today's session, I sincerely thank our mentors, Syeda and Nazea, for sharing our valuable knowledge and guidance. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you to all participants for joining and engaging in today's session organized by Women Ascension. We hope this session inspires you to grow confidence, improve communication, and develop leadership skills. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. See you tomorrow. Bring more people. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Hafiz. Hafiz.